Welcome to Mr.T channel, where history's most shocking stories come to life. Today, we are diving into some of the biggest bank heists ever carried out in the United States. These weren't ordinary robberies, they were daring operations involving masterminds, disguises, tunnels, stolen identities, and millions of dollars. Some criminals were caught. Others vanished with the fortune, but all of them left a mark on American history. So sit back, hit that subscribe button, and let's uncover the most shocking heists. At number 1, the Dunbar Armored Robbery, Los Angeles, 1997. Inside the Dunbar Armored Facility sat millions of dollars belonging to banks and businesses across Southern California. One employee knew every detail of the building's security system. His name was Alan Pace. Instead of protecting the money, Pace decided to steal it. He recruited several childhood friends of and spent months planning the robbery. On a quiet Friday night, the crew entered the facility using insider knowledge. They disabled cameras, avoiding alarms, and loaded cash into vehicles. By the time the robbery was complete, the thieves had escaped with nearly $19 million, making it the largest cash robbery in American history at the time. The criminals thought they had executed the perfect crime, but greed became their downfall. Several members began spending money recklessly on luxury cars, houses, and expensive vacations. Investigators quickly noticed the sudden wealth. One by one, the robbers were arrested and most of the stolen money was recovered. Yet, the Dunbar robbery remains one of the most famous insider heists ever committed. At number 2, the United California Bank Heist. In 1972, a group of criminals led by professional burglar Emil Dincio targeted the United California Bank in California. This wasn't a smash and grab operation. The gang spent months studying the building. They rented nearby property, monitored employee routines, and carefully mapped the bank's layout. Then they struck. Using sophisticated tools, they entered the bank during a holiday weekend when nobody was around. They opened hundreds of safe deposit boxes and emptied the vault. When the dust settled, they had stolen nearly $30 million in cash and valuables. It was one of the largest bank burglaries in U.S. history, but the thieves made a critical mistake. They forgot to clean fingerprints from a refrigerator they had used while inside the bank. Those fingerprints eventually led investigators directly to the gang. The robbery became a classic example of how a tiny mistake can destroy a massive criminal operation. At number 3, the North Hollywood Bank Robbery. Few robberies were as dramatic as the North Hollywood Bank robbery of 1997. Larry Phillips Jr. and Emil Matasario were heavily armed and wore handmade body armor. Their target was a Bank of America branch in North Hollywood. The pair entered the bank expecting a quick escape. Instead, everything went wrong. Police arrived before the robbers could flee. What followed was one of the most intense shootouts in American history. For nearly an hour, the criminals exchanged gunfire with dozens of officers. Television helicopters broadcast the event live across the country. Hundreds of bullets were fired. The robbers' body armor initially protected them from police weapons. Eventually, Officers acquired more powerful rifles and gained the advantage. Both criminals were killed, and the event transformed how police departments across America prepared for heavily armed suspects. Although the robbers escaped with little money, the incident remains one of the most shocking bank crimes ever witnessed. At number 4, the Loomis Fargo heist, Charlotte, North Carolina, 1997. Another insider decided to become a criminal. David Gant worked for Loomis Fargo, a company responsible for transporting and storing large amounts of cash. Along with several accomplices, Gant devised a plan to steal money directly from the vault. One evening, he loaded millions of dollars into a company van and drove away. The total haul reached approximately $17 million. dollars. The thieves believed they could hide the money and divide it over time. Instead, the conspirators began spending lavishly: luxury homes, expensive jewelry, new cars. Investigators quickly noticed suspicious financial activity. Eventually, nearly everyone involved was arrested. The story became so famous that it later inspired Hollywood films. Number 5, The Great Brinks Robbery, Boston, 1950. A criminal gang spent years planning what many called the crime of the century. The target was the Brinks Armored Company. The robbers carefully studied guard schedules and security procedures. On the night of the robbery, masked men entered the facility. They moved quickly and silently. Within minutes, they escaped with over $2.7 million in cash, checks, and securities. At the time, it was one of the largest robberies in American history. For years, investigators struggled to identify the criminals. The gang remained hidden and avoided suspicion, but just days before the statute of limitations expired, authorities finally solved the case. Most members were arrested and convicted. The Brinks robbery became legendary for its meticulous planning and long investigation. Number 6, The Emperor of Bank Robbers. No discussion of American bank heists would be complete without mentioning George Machine Gun Kelly. During the 1930s, Kelly became one of the most notorious criminals in America. He robbed banks, kidnapped wealthy victims, and constantly evaded law enforcement. His crimes helped shape the public image of gangsters during the Great Depression. Although many stories about Kelly were exaggerated by newspapers, his reputation terrified the nation. Eventually, federal agents tracked him down and arrested him. His capture strengthened the growing power of FBI and marked the beginning of new era in crime fighting. Looking at these robberies, one pattern appears again and again. Most criminals were not caught during the robbery itself, they were caught afterwards. Some left fingerprints, others spent money too quickly. Many trusted the wrong people, and some simply became overconfident. No matter how clever the plan seemed, investigators eventually uncovered the truth. These cases demonstrate that even the most sophisticated crimes often collapse because of simple human mistakes. From insider thefts worth millions to dramatic shootouts broadcast live on television, these bank heists shocked America and became part of criminal history. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out. Thanks for watching Mr. T. And remember, sometimes the biggest crimes aren't the ones that happen in the shadows, they're the ones that unfold right before the world's eyes.